Afghanistan, yes, they're still around in the World Cup. It's been about 9 days. They've unfortunately just featured in one. They've had to endure two washouts. They come up against a Sri Lankan side and they seem locked on points with a lot of other teams in this group. It's not yet all doom and gloom for either of these two teams. If they get a couple of wins, who knows what that points table could look like. On Maruti Suzuki presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout. Let's ask Tom Moody and Robin Uthappa very quickly about how they see this game going. Must be tough to be in that Afghanistan team, Tom. That England game was so far back. They've taken flights, not played any cricket. What can we expect from them now at what's already the business end of this World Cup?
Yeah, look, very frustrating for them, particularly for a cricketing nation like Afghanistan. This is a unique opportunity to be playing in a big world event, and you're doing all the travelling and no playing. So and they've got players in there and a team that is a genuine threat. I know that every team, even though they may look at Afghanistan as a contest that they feel they should win. But there's always that sort of worry that a magical spell from a Mujeeb or a Rashid Khan or a Faruqi up front with a new ball, suddenly you're thinking, oh, here we go, we might go the old banana skin here. So, let's hope they get a game in.
And who knows that more than Sri Lanka, Robbie? Remember the Asia Cup where they managed to absolutely outmuscle them in the first game. Sri Lanka got their revenge, but probably a good thing that they're coming up against familiar opposition, even if not in familiar conditions.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think Sri Lanka would probably try and settle the score from the Asia Cup. And it's going to be an interesting match because either of them lose, then they're out of the tournament. So you know that they'll be all fired up for that one.
All right. Now, Mohammad Nabi is under the spotlight ahead of this one. And you tend to think, how much more time does Mohammad Nabi have for this Afghanistan national side? He's, of course, captain. Tom, you know him so well, but he's not enjoying his best year in T20 cricket, especially as a batter. They need their batters to stand up. Yeah,
look, do you classify him as a batter? To me, Mohammad Nabi's greatest strength is the finisher. He's a genuine number 7 that comes in with maybe 3 overs remaining and he's got the ability to find the boundary. So coming in with 10 overs is probably asking too much, particularly at an international event like an ICC tournament like this one. Maybe the top order need to do a little bit more heavy lifting and let him play his role as someone that comes in with 10 balls and gets those, the 20 runs off the 10 balls.
Sri Lanka, fair to say, having their moments against Australia in the field, New Zealand in the field, Robbie, but they also need to bat better.
Yeah, they definitely need to bat better. They've been, very inconsistent, especially that top and middle order. And I think besides Pathum Nissanka, they haven't really found someone who can be consistent in that batting order. So I definitely think they need to step up their game if they want to go any further in this tournament.
At the Gabba, would you still call Sri Lanka favourites?
No, I would.
Close game?
I'd say it'd make for an interesting game. I wouldn't call either of them favourites, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it'll be a spin-heavy game, and how they decide to negotiate that is going to be vital for each one of their successes, right? I think both teams have a spin-heavy. Both of them have 3 spinners in their squads that they play in the 11. So I think it'll be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it could be lots of overs of spin at the Gabba, Tom.
Certainly will be, but the interesting thing is that the Afghanistan team with Nabi, Rashid and particularly Mujeeb, who's played for Brisbane Heat for many years at the Gabba, will know the conditions better than the Sri Lankans. So there you've got 12 overs of people that know exactly how to navigate that surface. I still would call Sri Lanka favourites. But they do need to bat better and definitely field better.
All right, Tom Moody, Robin Uthappa, thank you so much for your time and your thoughts. Let's hope for a game if you're Afghanistan. Let's hope for a good game if you're a neutral. Both teams still alive, remember, in the race to the semi-final spots. This was Maruti Suzuki Presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout.